Do this. Aha, there we are. We're on. God bless you all. I see a leaflet there. I'll move that. Nice to see you all again, and welcome to today's Tilt Report with me, guest presenter Jim Dawson. How are you all? I still haven't made these comments bigger, so just excuse me if I squint occasionally at the camera because I can't see the wretched things. And I look red. My blood pressure's fine. There's something wrong with the camera resolution, but it's okay. Okay, so Ewan's there. God bless you, Ewan. Anthony H, how you doing? Sir Kegan Rushmore, God bless you. Peter Holder, Westover 1314. Brian Siddick, how you doing? Hugh De Castello, how are you there in sunny Scotland? Scott Phillips is there. Roger Madison's there as well. Lady Mature, well, everybody's in. David Rockwell, that's a new name. Haven't you seen that before? I can't see this thing. I am so blind. Anyway, what can you do? Got a good show today. Well, I think it's good. You might think it's rubbish, but we've got some good stuff today. They might think it's rubbish. They might, yeah. Sometimes I wonder why they tune in. But anyway, we'll have a good go at it today and see where we are. So here we are. We're in the look at this beautiful Bible I got out at the charity shop. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful Bible. Anyway, let's have a wee. We're in the Psalms. We're in Psalm 32, verse 1. Hear ye the Lord. Blessed is he whose transgressions are forgiven, whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. Amen. And we know the Lord will add his blessing to this, the public reading of his infallible, inspired, and inerrant word. And the people of God says, Amen. Amen indeed. Right, let's put this lovely old Bible. It's really old, you know. Put it there. And we'll see what we've got. You see my flags behind me? Oh, wait a minute. That one's nearly fell on top of me. Wait a minute. I was really ready to drop me there. This one's the same. Hold on. That's better. Where's Sammy went? Here. Give me one of Niall's papers. I want to wave one of Niall's papers about. So that flag, this flag here is the original Ulster flag of the 9 counties, Irish flag. So, and the British flag here. So I'm trying to keep everybody happy. Because you know me. I'm just fighting this thing for. Is this straight? What's going on here? It's going to fall in my head. This is what I'm worried about. Right, there we are. Oh, aye. Before we go on, look at Niall's new paper. It's wonderful, isn't it? Yep. Belfast beheading protest. Really good paper. Some Gaelic stuff in it. All that stuff. All that good stuff. Brilliant. And in the middle is a big poster. So there we are. Thousands and thousands. I mean, this is the longest running paper, nationalist paper, I think, in the British Isles. Because we've tried to do it many times and it's very difficult. You just can't get it done. So there we are. Okay. When I just help these women, I think they're looking for envelopes. They're out there somewhere. Okay. Do you know? No, there's definitely envelopes about. What if we moved them somewhere? Okay. I'll keep on with this. Mind your business. We're doing a wee mailing for a pro-life group. So, good morning. How you doing? But it is a big Bible. It's a good one. Ken Wood's there as well. Now, can everybody please pray for Brother Mitch? He's in hospital right now. I spoke to him there half an hour ago. He's in the waiting room. He's in the hospital waiting for his neck operation because he's always in a lot of pain with that. So he's going to his operation as we speak. So please say a prayer for Brother Mitch and his wife Sherry, because she'll be obviously worried. So see if we can do that for us. Now, Brother Ewan, can you put up our street defence links? Because that's going crazy now. You've no idea. I was in Glasgow the weekend. There's more of these groups popping up, and it's been very good. So let me start with that. Okay? Let me show you some stuff. Where are we here? Here I am. Here. Have a wee look. Well, I'll show you first of all where we were. The Templeton building. This is an old carpet factory. There was one there before it, and it went on fire, and about 120 girls got burnt to death. So the family who owned the business, very Christian, so they decided to build this beautiful new factory, but also as a monument to them. Have a look at this. This is the middle of the slums in Glasgow.
Ladies and gentlemen, this incredible building behind me, believe it or not, was Templeton's carpet factory. And you think, what? It's world famous. It's one of the finest industrial buildings of the Victorian age. Before that, it was a carpet factory, but a lot of girls died in a fire. I think over 100 girls burnt to death in it. So the family who owned it, the Templetons, very Christian, and they decided to build this new factory as a monument and a sort of memorial to their memory. I mean, just look at that. This is in the heart of the slums of Glasgow back in the day, and this thing just rises out of Glasgow Green. It's absolutely beautiful. So if you ever get a chance to come to Glasgow, You've got the People's Palace there, you've got the fountain there, the Commonwealth and all that. And then you have this Templeton's Carpet Factory. It's quite amazing. So if you come to Glasgow, come and see it. I'm off now to see some of the patrol groups, the defence groups, to keep the folk safe. So I'll check in with you later. God bless you all. Jim Dowson here from the Knights Templar International. I'm inviting you today to join this order, a real order, the only real order with bricks and mortar. Yes, I can. That's consider that done. Why has everyone went dark? Sorry, put that light above me on. Everyone's went dark all of a sudden. I'm in there. It's okay. I forgot to switch it back on, but it's went very dark. That's a bit better. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so okay, let me show you some of this stuff. So that was the Templeton factory. Quite incredible, isn't it? Amazing factory, amazing factory. And they would have sold all the carpets in the Victorian age to the really wealthy in America, you know, the big, the Vanderbilts and all that stuff. Really good stuff. But here I'm on the green with some of the groups, representing different groups, handing some of the stuff out we got them. And big shout out to Brother Mac as well for helping us out with that. Have a wee look at this. Here I'm in Glasgow Green, the centre of Glasgow City, and my native land. Good to see them. This is a street activist group who help feed the homeless and also look after our women and girls who are on the street at night, because Glasgow, like every other city in Britain, has been absolutely infiltrated by undocumented males, which is very dangerous. The council, the police, nobody seems to care, but these people care. They're out feeding people, they're looking after people, and they're looking after your daughters, your wives, well, the authorities don't do it. So we're very glad that the Templars have came here, gave them this equipment, walkie-talkies, security vests, high-vis vests, cameras, and all the rest of it. So we're really glad to be here, and we're more than anything else, we're glad that there's people in this society, citizens of this society, that are prepared to take a stand and give their time. These people don't get paid, by the way. And a lot of people in different places, like in England, say, well, you may get into trouble, or I couldn't be bothered doing that. Well, you have to be bothered. Look, take your lead from these people here in Glasgow. I'm very proud that some of the strongest groups in this country right now are in Glasgow. Because they're my people, and I love you dearly. Thank you very much for what you're doing.
Oh, amen.
We salute you for your work. And anybody watching this, you want to help these people, get in touch, and we'll put you in touch with them and help them. This cost, what did you say the cost of being for chicken? Just to make a food?
250 quid.
250 quid just for some chicken for one night to feed people. So listen, they're putting themselves in the street. They're at the risk. We gave them these stab vests to make sure, because a few weeks ago, somebody in one of these teams gets stabbed. It's a dangerous job. They're doing it. They're not asking you to do it, but they're asking you to help them. So we'll put you in touch with these folk, help them, do the right thing. And in your own area, if there are any of you young men watching, remember your first duty as a man is to protect your women folk. If you don't do that, you're not a man at all. So get yourself organised. If you don't have any of this gear, contact us. We'll give you the gear and we'll help you go out the street. Will you do that? God bless you.
Amen.
Amen. Amen indeed.
Amen.
That's all from me and the Templars. And remember, stick close to God. You won't go far wrong. Deuceville. So there we go. That was in Glasgow Green, and there was a van behind the cameraman. The van's got the rest of the stuff in it, a load of stuff. But I mean, since then, the whole thing's went wild. And there's a headline, I can't download it, but you know, our other guy in Rochdale, there was a big bit in the local paper. Wait till you hear this. Big bit in Rochdale, young Jamie. And Rochdale Council have said they've re-examined their policy now of putting all these single men in multiple occupancy homes because, and they printed it because of Jamie, whatever his name is, protests. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Remember, Rochdale's the epicenter of the Muslim rape gang carry on. And now the council, after all these years, because of Jamie's protests, have said, right, we're not going to do it anymore. That's incredible. And you've done that. The Templars done that. We've done that through you guys. Never have we had such a return for our money as we have with these street patrols. I mean, that result in Rochdale is worth, it's indescribable, because that is the epicenter of the Muslim rape gang outrage. So there you go. Jamie's got it done. Jamie was also arrested yesterday at 7 a.m. for the third time. Arrested him. Nothing serious. They just keep harassing the guy, dragging him in, taking his phones, throwing him out after 7 hours with bail conditions on silly charges that normally get dropped a few weeks later, which has happened in another 2 occasions. But he's under a lot of stress and a lot of pressure and a lot of aggravation, as we all are. I mean, there's some people in the order have lost their jobs, lost their houses, everything. But these guys are on the street doing this, so you don't have to. All we have to do is support them. You know, and I know times are tough and
so on and so forth. But we've got another 2 groups in Glasgow, one maybe 3 groups in Scotland, 3 groups in Scotland, and 1 group in Belfast, desperately needing this stuff, desperately needing it. So if we're going to do it, we need to put we need to invest in it. I mean, I think kitting 4 groups out is going to cost about $8,000. It's a lot of money, but together we can do it. You know that. But we've never had a bigger bang for a buck. So that was Friday. So the next day, the demonstration, the Patriots demonstration, went ahead in Glasgow. And let's have a look at this. Is that it? Glasgow Daily? What is that there? I don't know what that is. All right, there's a couple of different organisations doing demos. But as usual, the police kettled their people in, allowed Antifa into the park, who then with weapons, and these are Irish Republicans mainly, Antifa Irish Republicans, the Green Brigade they call them. They attacked our people. It didn't really work well. Didn't really work well for them because it was a bit of punch up, and they never came out it too clever. So here's a wee clip of that. Let's have a wee look. So there we go. And there was a helicopter, I think it was 2 in there, because there was all the counter protesters, but the Antifa guys didn't come off very well. And then later on, a big bunch of masked up thugs, the Green Brigade, come in. It was quite hilarious. They started attacking our people. And then outside to the normal Rock Against Racism, what we call themselves, and they thought they were Nazis, so there was a big kerfuffle with them. It was quite funny. But it was embarrassing for the government, because on that day was the start of the Commonwealth Games. It's like you know, the World Olympics, but it's for the Commonwealth. Remember, 3 billion people are in the British Commonwealth. 3 billion people are in the British Commonwealth. So there was Commonwealth Games, and of course, after that, all the Patriots that you don't see there, they all managed to get out the park because the police were keeping them in there, and then rampage through the centre of Glasgow like wild men. And of course, the whole city's packed with tens and tens of thousands of people from Australia, Canada, New Zealand, all the Caribbean countries, all the places that are part of the British Commonwealth. Of course, this was great embarrassment to the government to have these crazy mobs running through the streets shouting, send them back, send them back, send them back, and deport the effing lot and all this. It was right in the middle of the city. So really upset the government. And of course, the government's blaming people like me and us. But I had one on the day, a newspaper saying, oh, but you do hate speech. I says, name one thing that I've said hate speech. This is what they said. Mr. Dowson, you said in a sermon, the enemy is at the gate. I says, and when did that become hate speech? There's people being stabbed in the last few days, murdered in Paris, in Germany, and all over, rapes, all sorts of stuff. But I'm guilty for doing a sermon talking about the enemy at the gate. Don't be ridiculous. So no doubt I'll be getting a good kicking with that. Yes. So, yeah, the helicopters were up because there were several thousand people in this demo, counter demonstrations, our people and all the rest. It was a bit of hullabaloo. But later on that day, some of the Glasgow people went outside the mainstream media outlet, which runs the Daily Record, the Mirror, real trashy left-wing communist papers who are always attacking us, attacking me, attacking Nick, attacking Jada, attacking the Patriots in Glasgow all the time. So these boys turned up outside their headquarters just to show them they ain't going away. Have a look.
When I'm all alone, do anything I want, be anyone I want to be, but it is us I see, and I cannot believe I'm falling. That's where I'm going. Where are you going? Hold it close, won't let this go.
So that's the Alba Defence Force. And what they're doing is they're blocking off a main thoroughfare in the city of Glasgow. Have a look again. This is the main street they've blocked off. The police had to block it off. Look how disciplined these guys are. Well disciplined, not hooligans, not thugs. And we are very proud of all these people.
When I'm all alone, do anything I want, be anyone I want to be, but it is us I see, and I cannot believe I'm falling. That's where I'm going. Where are you going? Hold it close, won't let this go.
And that flag there was Alba, Scotland. That's the old Gaelic name for that, Scotland. Alba Defence, or the Scottish Defence Boys. That's who they are, Scottish Defence Boys. And they're outside the main offices of the trash media, left-wing media. Scotland's really beginning to heat up. The march and the rally on Saturday was called Unite the Clans. And let me tell you something, I told you, Northern Ireland will be the epicentre, and then from there, the other Celtic nations will rise. They'll rise before the English rise, but the English will rise as well, make no mistake about it. But Northern Ireland's risen, Southern Ireland's rising, now Scotland's rising. It's happening. Everyone we've hoped for and prayed for years and years and years, 20 years anyway, in my part. But people like men getting up and taking a stand is beginning now to happen, and we're right there at the centre of it. So we really need to back these guys with security vests. When you seen that video, the guys had the high vis stuff on their tactical vests, you clip the cameras on, the stab-proof vests, all that stuff. We've got 4 groups who desperately need this. It's going to cost us about $8,000 for all the stuff. We need to try and do it. I know we've got building stuff and all that, but let's not forget our real purpose in life. Our real purpose in life is to make a change in society. So let's not forget about that. And we're doing it. Jamie got Rochdale Council to re-examine their policy of putting these undocumented migrants in multiple homes of multiple occupancy in the city centre. You've no idea how earth-shatteringly important that is. It's a seminal moment in the politics here. So well done. God bless you all. But the tribes are rising, my friends. The tribes are rising. And look, who would have thought you'd seen a headline like that? A cross-community riot. Catholics and Protestants in the island of Ireland united. In Glasgow there, you had Catholics and Protestants. You see the guy with the Celtic jumper on? Most of the people there were Protestants, but there's a lot of Catholics turned up. It's happening. Something we've waited decades for. It's happening now. So let's not let the steam go out of this. Let's push. So if any have won the lottery or any have had tax rebates, help us get the stuff for these guys immediately. It's really, really important. Let's see who's in here. Right, Sir Lady Major, perfect, excellent, beloved Father, amen. We're sending Friday. God bless you, Lady Matriarch and Paul Telford now. People now know the BNP. We're telling the truth. Absolutely, Paul. We were telling them the truth 20 years ago and nobody listened. Now they're listening. But the clock is at 5 minutes to midnight. It's tight. It's very tight. So we'll have to wait and see. But look, this is happening all over Glasgow now. Now look what's happening in the projects in the housing estates. And this happened about 5-6 times last week in different areas. People ain't putting up with it no more. Do you remember that American saying? I'm as mad as hell and I'm not putting up with it anymore. Well, people in Glasgow are as mad as hell and they ain't putting up with it anymore. Look at this.
Beef! 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 Beef!
So there you go. People have had enough. These guys that get evacuated out of that flat, they had held a woman captive allegedly, and went to court. And the judge says, "Well, I'll give you bail while we look into the case." Bail, and they went back to the same place. The people in Glasgow said, "No, this isn't happening." In Belfast, they'd have burnt the whole house down, but here in Glasgow, they're a wee bit more genteel, a wee bit, but not much. So it's happening. It's happening, folks. It's happening. So let's get this. I put the link up again. This is the only link we've got. There's no point in changing it. We'll change it to a generic one soon, but at the moment, this is fine. This will get to us. If you donate through this link, it'll get to us, okay? What's going on here? What is that there? What have I done? That's it. There's the link there. Yep. The wrath of the Irish, you better believe it. Especially when whiskey's involved. And most people in Glasgow are Irish, either Northern Irish or Southern Irish, not mainly Irish, but it's happening and people have had enough. They've just had enough of it. So excellent stuff. God bless you. And we've had such a result with this. Who would have thought it for the little time and money we invested? But, it's a lot of extra work for me because a lot of these guys, they've just started doing this and they don't really know what they're doing. They don't really know how to hold rallies and events and marches. They've no idea. I mean, if you see the Britain First ones and the Todd Robinson ones, we designed all them originally before we found out these people were crooks. So we're going to have to spend a bit of time getting all the leaders of these different groups. There's about 6 of them. Getting them together in one room and then like schoolroom. This is what we've done in Hungary. This is what we've done in Serbia. Bringing groups who don't even talk to each other together, helping them foster good relations and communications, and then teaching them some of the tricks of the trade that we know about organising demos and rallies and stuff like that, making banners and artwork and different things. It's quite a skill. But me, Nick, and Jada, we've been doing it for decades, so we know what we're doing. So we need to put a bit of time in, and I don't have a lot of time, as you know, but it's going to have to be done. So I'm going to have to find the time and get it done, okay? Aye, the people are a bad egg. The police here are just the stormtroopers. It's outrageous, but that's what's happening. Things are happening. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was the wildfires. I don't know if you've heard of this in America. The wildfires are going mad in France and Spain. In France already, there's been 400,000 people evacuated, and they're talking about maybe having to evacuate. What's that place? Where's that nice wine come from? No, Côte d'Aron, but what's the town? What's the town down there? I can't remember. Bordeaux. Bordeaux's got 800,000 people in it. They're talking about having to maybe evacuate it. Are you kidding? But these fires are crazy. Wait, I'll see if we get a video for that. I got some videos here. Yeah, let me show you some of these. And Spain's the same. Madrid, they're maybe having to evacuate half of Madrid because of the fires. Have a look at this. It's crazy.
Raging wildfires in southwestern France have burned an area 4 times the size of Paris, while firefighters in Spain have called the blazes so violent they can't be tackled head on.
And it is the latest right now on the debate over climate change. And Fox News' Jeff Paul has more from London.
A desperate effort in Western Europe. Firefighters in France and Spain racing to put out infernos raging across both countries as hundreds of thousands flee to escape the flames.
We are powerless today. It has eaten everything in its path.
Others who waited too long are now trapped in their homes. That includes a Tennessee mother of two who was ordered to shelter in place as thick black smoke blocks out the skies around her neighborhood.
I can't go anywhere. There's two main roads in and out of Biscarrosse, and they're both on fire.
A similar story in central Spain, where some say they feel like they've been forgotten about by authorities.
A lot of anger and helplessness. They have abandoned us. 3 days in the mountains, and they don't come.
Europe is having one of its hottest summers on record, with temperatures expected to rise even further in the coming days. Dry and windy conditions are complicating efforts to get things under control.
The extinguishing process will stretch over several weeks, maybe even months.
Bordeaux, the city known for being the heart of French wine country, has now turned into a staging area. Emergency shelters were set up after authorities issued mandatory evacuation orders for about 220,000 people in the region. Evacuation efforts across both countries are some of Western Europe's largest since World War II. In London, Jeff Paul, Fox News.
There you go. It's really out of hand. It's insane. Hundreds of thousands of people having to be evacuated. Can you imagine this? It's terrifying. Oh, brother Tom Heidenberger says, well, we spent 10 days in Bordeaux and just missed this. You're very lucky. You're very lucky because it's really, really severe. And Spain's the same. Everywhere it's really bad. So, you know, we talk about, we fight with these Muslims and these jihadis, fight with Iran at the moment. They don't need to come in this country with sophisticated chemical bombs or nuclear bombs or high explosive bombs. Here's what they need. Phone call from Tehran or Baghdad or Gaza or whatever, Libya, Somalia, and they phone up their pals, their operatives in the UK or, no islands. I'm not going to say islands on fire, no way. It's been good here, but the weather's not that good. But you know what I mean? France or Spain, and just say, Brother Ahmed, light some fires. That didn't work, did it? Let me try that again. That's it. There's all you need if you're a jihadi to destroy Europe. Something wrong with these matches. Don't let use these. That's all you need. One of them. Simple as that. One of them. One of them, we guys. Now you've got 400,000 people in France evacuated. Goodness knows how many in Spain. Box of matches. Don't need rifles, don't need AK-47s, don't need Semtex, don't need power gel. Box of them. Chaos in Europe. And this is why we shouldn't invite people who are not our people into this country. These are foreigners. They don't care about us. They will burn the whole place. And who knows if these have been started deliberately or not. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if they've been done. Yeah, absolutely terrifying what's been going on. Terrifying. There's more. I think there's more. Wait a minute. There's more here. I'm going to show you this. Have a look at this. This is in Spain.
Wildfires continue to burn out of control in France and Spain tonight, with more than 250,000 people being ordered to leave their homes. Italy has also been very badly hit. Officials in Spain say one person has died in a separate fire near the city of Valencia in the east of the country, and the authorities say a blaze near Madrid is currently beyond the capacity of firefighters to contain. In southwest France, all of the Cap Ferret Peninsula and nearby Le Porge have been evacuated. Tens of thousands have also left several areas near Bordeaux as flames approach the outer suburbs. Further down the coast, near the town of Biscarrosse, another fire is out of control. Here's Joe Inwood.
It's not hard to understand why these wildfires have spread. They are said to be the most severe Spain has ever faced. The first to be declared a national emergency. For days, firefighters have done their best to keep them from Madrid. Two fires merged. They could soon connect to another, presenting an unprecedented threat to Spain's capital. Tens of thousands of people have been forced to flee their homes, taking shelter with friends, family, or here at a government-run centre.
It's a difficult time because you feel utterly powerless. You don't know what's going on, whether your house is on fire. You lose all your belongings, everything, and then let's see who helps you. Nobody helps you.
While wildfires are a naturally occurring phenomenon, there is nothing natural about the scale of these. An exceptionally wet winter led to high levels of plant growth, which was then dried out by the hottest start to the year on record. Human-induced climate change to blame. It's a point repeatedly made by Spain's Prime Minister, who called for international action.
Porque por desgracia la ciencia, si algo nos dice,
we should work on a state agreement against the climate emergency, because science is telling us the temperatures are going to get more intense, are going to get worse, and are going to have a greater impact on our lives.
The consequences are not only being felt in Spain. In France, the Gironde region is also facing a crisis unlike anything it's seen before. Huge swathes of this popular tourist area are being consumed by flames. Overnight, evacuation orders were sent to residents of villages to the west of Bordeaux, but some did not get the warning. This was filmed by an American tourist, Rebecca Papin, in the town of Biscarrosse. She missed the alarm and is now trapped there with her children.
So they went to sleep, I put in earplugs, and I went to sleep. And apparently during the night, while I had in my earplugs, they evacuated the city. And when they came to my home, which I'm sure that they did, I didn't hear them. It is scary. And the thing is that the main roads are on fire. So I can't leave the city. All around me are thousands and thousands of acres of pine trees, and they're all on fire.
France has deployed military aircraft, but, like Spain, has also requested help from the EU. 7 water bombers have been sent. But the main hope they have is for a change in the weather. Next week is set to see extreme heat return. Joe Inwood, BBC News.
So a couple of things here. That poor woman from Tennessee stuck there. You see what she said? She missed the alarm because she had earbuds in. I keep telling people. Do you remember the boy that used to work here? An Irish fella. He always walking about during the town with his earphones in. I says, how do you know there's no disaster or a building's falling down or an aeroplane's dropping out the sky? So she's got earphones on, missed the warning. She might get burnt to death. She might be toast by now. Get these things out when you're walking about or you're trying to keep your wits about you. You cannot have earphones in. I think it's the most crazy thing. And a young man walking about the streets with earphones on, it shows he's not a warrior in there. He's not a warrior in his heart. You should always be alert. You never know what's going to happen. You never know when something's going to get down. You need to be ready like a coiled spring. Sound like an old nutter. But I'm telling you, I tell my son all the time, when you're out and about, you need to have your wits about you. No lying with earphones in. Absolutely crazy, crazy stuff. But there we are. And as Mr. Griffin's quite right, the reason, this is nothing to do with this. Listen, there is no such thing as man-made climate change, right? It doesn't exist. But the reason these fires are bad here and in America, do you remember last year, the big fires? Because nobody's doing forest management anymore. When I was a wee boy, every summer, our local farmer, I was in the last row of houses and it was all countryside. The farmer would come and get all us and give us like 50 pence to help him. And with big poles, with big leather beaters on them. And he would say, right, I'm going to burn all the stubble off these fields. And if it gets too wild, when it gets by that mark, you start beating out. There was controlled burn-offs. Same in America. But now these climate nutcases have said, oh no, leave the plants, leave the fauna, leave the trees. So there's no controlled burn-off anymore. And that's what's causing these devastating fires. Mr. Griffin knows all about it. I've seen it. So they're not cutting back the brush anymore. They're not doing controlled burns. And then people, unscrupulous developers, build houses, housing estates in the middle of a dense pine forest. Yeah, that's smart. In a hot country. Yeah, that'll do. That'll work. What could go wrong? Craziness. So what are you saying? How many politicians, top civil servants, home are destroyed? Not many. Climate change always happens. I know, it's crazy. They're always blaming. The elites burning Hawaii too. Yep. King looking at bus designed. As you can hear, I don't like them. Mr. Griffin's invariably, indeed, sir. Indeed, sir. Yes. It's bad in Canada too. Yes, I know. It's everywhere. There's no controlled burn-offs anymore because, oh, look at the pollution. They stopped our farmers doing it. Oh, look at the pollution you're putting in the atmosphere. Ha ha. Well, if you don't, you get that. That's a million times worse. People are stupid. We have to go back to what our grandfathers done because they knew what we're doing. These nutters now don't know what they're doing. It's crazy. Anyway, let me show you some nice pictures. Oh, I talk about burning. I just need to throw this into you, right? So these terrible wildfires burning people's houses down. During the 12th celebrations there in July, you know, our mad things we do in Northern Ireland, a lot of houses were burnt down. As usual, every year we burn our own houses down because we build the fires too close to them and too big. It happens. Don't worry about it. But here's one that I was, we had some visitors over from France, some Catholic nationalists from France and a Catholic nationalist from Cork in Ireland, and we gave them a tour and we went round to this fire, but we'd left by the time it went out of control. Have a look at this. This is in the city centre of Belfast. Have a look. So I don't know if Belfast just felt maybe left out with all these forest fires, but that's these big bonfires we build, and that you see that's a whole housing estate fabricated. We were trying to damp the houses down, but several houses were burnt down, not in that location, another location. And it happens every year, but we're quite mad in this country, as Mr. Giffen will tell you. When I say we're quite mad, I mean we're absolutely crazed. We're hillbillies. We're hillbillies. We build these fires, we got on the whiskey, we don't care. House is burned down, don't worry about it, we'll build it up again. That's the attitude. It's craziness here. If you ever come get the chance to come and see it, come and see it. It is insane. And then a man fell off a fire down the road, just down the road here. A young fella fell off a fire, not even a big one, and get killed. It happens. You know, you can't be doing these crazy things without people getting killed. But here's the thing I wanted to tell you. You know the bonfire with the mosque on top, the cardboard mosque? That guy has been arrested. Yeah? That guy has been refused bail. He's a 58-year-old man, respectable man, part of the community, refused bail. The judge says you're not getting bail. However, the other day, a young woman, wait, see if I got a picture for you. Wait, see if I got a picture of this woman for you. Wait a minute. I think you need to see this. There she is. And I've got another picture for her. Hold on. Right. So this young girl, the nice picture in the papers with her dress on, she looks ever so nice. A trainee attorney, was caught crossing the border with a Semtex sophisticated bomb primed and ready to kill. She was arrested. Guess what? She got bail. Bail. This is in the south of Ireland. She got caught just that side of the border. And this is why we utterly despise the Republic of Ireland's government. They have always protected left-wing terrorists. But they're screaming and shouting and bawling about these horrible people who build bonfires. They're all right-wing, racist, horrible thugs. But a woman gets caught with a Semtex bomb primed to kill people, and they bail her. And they're saying, oh, she's no real history of terrorism and all that. She's been brainwashed. Really? She's a 26-year-old trainee attorney. And, of course, the picture they put in the left-wing paper is her sitting at a dinner party with a nice wee dress on, and she looks ever so respectable. Here's pictures that the Templars managed to find her. Have a look. There's the same woman. There she is. Reading out the IRA proclamation at the General Post Office in Dublin. Here's another picture of her, because she's all dressed up as a terrorist. Here she is, marching with terrorists. There you go. Does that look like an innocent, sweet, naive girl who just fell into the wrong crowd and was manipulated? She is a hardened, left-wing, communist killer. And she is bailed. The people who built the bonfire have been refused bail. The same judge, by the way, who's refused that guy bail, let out a guy accused of double murder. Gave him bail. Yeah, gave him bail. It's incredible, isn't it? This is what we're putting up with in this country. If you put out a tweet saying, I don't like immigrants, you will have your door kicked in at 4 a.m, you will be arrested and you will be refused bail. But if you're caught with a Semtex bomb, if you're left-wing, if you're me, no, you're going to jail forever. But if you're a left-wing person with a Semtex bomb, on you go, bail. That's why we don't like the Irish government, because they're communists. So there you go. What's that pin in their berry? I think it's Easter lily. Wait, I'll check. Yeah, that's the Easter lily symbol. It's green, white, and then a wee orange bit in the middle. That's the Easter lily to commemorate the 1916 uprising. And let me tell you something. The men who stood against England in 1916 with the Irish uprising were devout Roman Catholics. They wouldn't have allowed that communist into their organisation. You got to remember, the IRA in 1916, which my family fought against, were a completely different animal. They were devout Roman Catholics, devout Roman Catholics. Everything they did with the blessing of the priest. They wouldn't go out in an operation against the British unless they had the extreme unction and all the rest of it with the priest first. They were devout Catholics. We can deal with that. That's not a problem. Look, my big friend Niall McConnell, who produces this, look, there's a 1916 poster in his paper. Look, I have no problem with men like that. That's a good, solid Catholic man standing up for what he believes in. This girl and these modern IRA are hardcore. Some of them are Marxists. Some of them are Maoists. They're complete whack job left-wing fanatics. And they sully the name of the old IRA by their antics. But that pin in her badge and her hat represents them, the old guys. And she's a disgrace even putting such a thing on. She's a disgrace putting a berry on and pretending she's IRA. She's not. She's not. She is a communist. She is pro-immigration. They want to kill the Brits, but they want to bring the Africans in. It's a disgrace. And good, decent Catholics in this country have seen through it. Thank God. Praise the Lord. And now we're all working together the way it should have been years and years and years ago. And people try to stir up sectarian problems. I say to them, grow up. Far bigger things to be dealing with than fighting our doctrine from 500 years ago. Nonsense. So there we are. Terrible stuff. But here's some other good stuff I want to show you. I'll just show you quickly. There's me Jamie's demo the other day in Haywood where they managed to shut down HMOs. Look. Brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Anyway, there's one of the rooms done. Hold on. There's one of the rooms. And there's another one. So this is the second one. This is the one Mitch and Sherry were in. We've just put the floor in this week. Check that out. And it goes right. If you notice at the top of the picture, it goes right through the dressing room where the toilet is. Have a look. Beautiful. Eh? So again, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank everybody out who's been very generous. And there's some people that went way beyond the Call of Duty to help us out in this. But I want to thank them, and I want to thank everybody who's been thrown in $20, $50, whatever. You've done this, and this is done at the best standards you could ever imagine. Brilliant. Do you know we had 2 different professional floor layers in? 2 professionals. One guy lasted, but Mary, how long was that guy in? It was doing the floor. How long did that guy last before he disappeared?
About 40 minutes.
Right.
He wasn't even in an hour.
Aye, he was in an hour and disappeared. Said he hurt his back. Couldn't lay it because that's quite difficult. If you look at that floor, it's quite it's not an easy floor to lay. Look, it's quite difficult. You want to make sure it all matches up either side with the cuts and them. Very difficult. So one guy lasted 40 minutes. One other guy lasted a couple of hours. And another one was meant to come, never came. So I thought, pff. So George done it. The George isn't the quickest, as you know, but George done it right. So there's only one other bedroom to do now. That's it. And all the bedrooms are floored. Brilliant. And we've done the old way. When you come to a room between rooms, instead of just joining them, we put the big saddle. I don't know if you have a saddle. It's a big lump of wood about that. And it's beveled at each end, flat at the top. And the door swings on top of that. Big saddles, which are really, really old-fashioned. And we're doing what Americans do in the mouldings around the doors, the architraves around the doors. We're putting big squares with a circle in it. I've seen that in America, and that's what I've got in my house, and I like them, so we're going to do it in there. I went to buy them yesterday, and I want £18 each. I says, no, we'll just make our own. We can make them for about £1. 18 quid each, we need about 60. I says, nah, we'll not be doing that. So anyway, brilliant, isn't it? I'm going to put this link up again for these street defence groups, the guards, because there's about three in Scotland and 1 in Belfast. There's 4 groups we need to kit out, so let's get on with it. But I just love that floor, innit? Is that floor not beautiful? Look at it. Look at it. Maybe it's just me. I think it's great. So thank you. God bless everybody who's helped us get us this far. Okay. It's getting slow now because of the stuff now is intricate. The big heavy stuff's done. It's the intricate stuff now. It's driving us nuts. Now, let me see if it's something else for you. I can't remember what I've got here. Oh, no, I just seen it there, so I just quickly grabbed it because I know Tom's in, and I haven't seen Tom in for a while. So look at this. This is mass bands. This is two bands put themselves together to honour a colleague, one of the boys in the band who was killed in a works accident. Just young man killed, just one of those things, tragic accident. But this is the busiest time of the year, and they still managed to find the time to pay him and his family a very moving tribute by marching through the little village where he comes from. So nice. And people see these marches, these are hate fest. What's hate filled about this? They're remembering a dead young man. They don't care what religion he is, whatever. They don't care. He's just a young man who got killed going to work, trying to provide for his family. So they decided to down tools, even at the busiest time of year, and do a tribute to him and his family. Have a look at this. It's wonderful. Isn't that wonderful and very touching? Imagine his family, his children, and his wife, and his sisters, and his brothers, and mum and dad watching that. Shows you how well the man was thought of. I think that's wonderful, and I think it's very nice. It's very nice, beautiful, very nice. And people on the left think, look at these hate-filled neo-Nazi right-wing hooligans. Did you see a neo-Nazi there, or right-wing hooligans, or anything other than just respectful, decent country people playing a very moving tribute to a young man that lost his life, going to work to feed his family? That's all it is. Well done. Excellent. That's why I love this part of the world. So, obviously, I've been banging the drum here to get these boys organised. We're still, obviously, I don't know if Brother Ewan's in, if you could throw a thing up for the renovation. Well, we're getting there. We're still short of the renovation thing. It never ceases to amaze me. But every time we get down to rock bottom and Marion says to me, we're under pressure, we've no money, there's a couple of weeks, we've no money left, something happens. Am I right?
Yes.
It's unbelievable. Honestly, you wouldn't believe it. It's incredible. And I feel very blessed, and I feel almost guilty because I'm actually seeing the miracles of God in real time. In real time. And people who are maybe not so godly, because I tell them about it, they go, what? Really? Oh, that's just use Christians, you make things up. It's nothing made up about it. Every time we get down to the wire, some happens. Because I'm in that church with my hands in the air saying, Lord, if you want me to finish this, help me do something, bring somebody forward. And he does. But we should never be blasé about it or take it for granted. Never. What we are building here is extraordinarily important. Surely you can see that. I'm sure you do see it because you're not stupid. That's why you joined the Templars. You see it. Belfast, Northern Ireland kicking off. Now you're seeing Glasgow kicking off. You've seen the success our man's had in Rochdale, the epicenter of the Muslim rape gangs. Things are happening. And of course, we've got all round us in Britain, all the fake groups, all the Zionist groups, all the pretend Christian groups. Tommy Robinson was on the day with a Christian video. Seriously, it's outrageous. But don't listen, God won't be mocked. So he's on treading on very dangerous ground there. So we've got all of that to compete with, but still the Templars remain steady. We've never budged, we've never compromised, and God is rewarding us now, because I can tell you this, and a wee bit embarrassing, but when I went to Glasgow, I don't know any of these people. I was treated like some, and then totally unjustly, like some kind of returning hero. People could not have been nicer. I've never been called Mr. Dowson or Reverend Dowson as many times in my life. And I said, listen, my name's Jim. I'm just a wee guy for the back streets of Airdrie outside Glasgow. Just a normal wee guy. That's all. I'm nothing special. Please don't put me in a pedestal, because I don't deserve to be there. But the respect I've got, not just for me, in fact, especially not for me, the respect I've got for the Knights Templar Order is mind-blowing. Now, you get that in Europe. When you go to France, me and Mr. Griffin went to France for the First World War Memorial, and we were walking up the street with huge, tens and tens of thousands of people. And because we had our Templar jewellery on, people, old ladies, were just hitting their knees and blessing themselves. Templari, thank you, merci, beaucoup, and thank you. The respect you get in Catholic countries is unbelievable. But now in places like England, which is not a Catholic country, in Scotland, which is not a Catholic country, people have great respect for the Templars. Great respect. And that's down to the hard work that people like you're doing and financing these things, praying for it. And we should be praying for all of these groups, because a lot of these young guys in these groups, they come from Christian backgrounds, but they don't really know the Lord. And I believe that this is a method where we can reach them with the truth of Jesus Christ. And I think that's really important. And we've got some people in Scotland, we deal with Knights St. Columbus. They are very good with us. They're very good, excellent. So we're mixing with all different groups, and people have got great respect for the Templars. So we've shown ourselves to be decent, solid people who don't shilly-shally and flim-flam. We do what we say what we do. So I'm just trying to think. I was trying to download an Enslate today, but the wretched thing would not let me do it. I don't know if anybody knows how to a good way of downloading videos. Tell me, because I had an Enslate today and I couldn't get it downloaded. Let me see if I managed to get one. I don't think I did. Oh, I tell you what I did see. If we've got a link to the building fund, Ewan, if you're about, stick it up if you don't mind. I don't see one there. No, I don't see it. Got it on. See you, Brian. God bless you. Exactly. Hooligans. Anyway, I've got this other thing. This was the Gay Pride Parade the other day. Now, I don't want to be anybody accuse me of being anti, somebody's disabled. No, but why is there so many? Is there such thing as a disabled pride? I don't know. But have a look at this Gay Pride march. I mean, telling you right now, Satan's face is all over this. Have a look. I've never seen anything like it. Just have a look at these people. Tell me what you think.
It's a safety issue.
I don't know what's going on. Well, this year was the first year in many, many years that the police service of Northern Ireland didn't march in the Gay Pride Parade with their uniforms. And the chief constable said, it's the hardest decision I'd ever had to make in my life. This is the chief constable who's presiding over terror attacks and all this stuff. But the hardest thing he's ever done in his life was that. Not going to a policeman's wife and children and say, your husband's been murdered. No. Not wearing your uniform at a Gay Pride Parade. Make you sick. Make you absolutely sick. Bossum, how you doing? Nice to see you. Roger Madison saying losers. They're demons. They're demonic. They're demoniacs. There's no doubt about it. That's what they are. They're demoniacs. So I don't know. Anyway, just a quick thing before we go. This was a scene across Belfast last week. I think it's just marvellous with the fat bonfires. Have a look. So people say Maybe even think this in America, my friends, or Canada and Australia, that Europe's finished. Europe's in a very bad place. I'm telling you that right now. And without divine intervention, we are completely and utterly lost. There can be no coming back for the situation. We've got 100 million of these heathens in our midst. Our countries are run by communists. But we're not done. Did you see those fires in Belfast? One wee city. Because the Spirit of God still rests across this land of Ireland. This is the land of saints and scholars. This was the land that kept the Gospels alive during the Dark Ages through the workings of the monks, the Book of Kells, and all the different manuscripts that were all done from here, just a few miles along the road. And this is why this is here. God has put this here because the last time the world went into darkness and a veil of evil and darkness enveloped the free world, he raised up a wee monastery, a wee abbey in Bangor, just across the street there. And it was called the Light of the World, to keep the flame of the gospel alive, to keep the message of Jesus Christ alive. And he's done it again. We're in it. We're part of it. Can you understand this? You are part of history. This is where the salvation of Europe in a humanly way is going to come from. There's no doubt about it. It's apparent. Even people who are not in the temples can see it. And we're part of it. As those flames burn across Belfast, that shows you the Spirit of the Lord is still in this land. We're Irish, Scots, Irish, hillbillies, Irish Gaelics. We are unconquerable because we always have Christ before us. So it's going to be left again to the Irish to defend the faith for the rest of the free world, because America's in a bad way as well. America's in a bad way, much worse than maybe people realise. And we'll see over the next 6 months, I think, just how bad America is. You've got so many communists in power there. You get corruption all through the political system, evil men in high positions, and poor Trump's just getting total engulfed with all these fake advisors and grifters all around about him. So we need to pray for Donald Trump that he cuts a clear path through these people. Okay? Please, would you do that? Pray for Donald Trump. It's very important. Very, very important. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this today, and I'm going to leave you with an old favourite of mine, because I couldn't download. I was trying to download a Scottish Gaelic thing, but it wouldn't work. So if you know how to download YouTube videos, something reliable, let me know. I'm going to leave you with this. And Fran's no on the phone saying, "No, again, stop playing that. We're fed up, isn't it?" I love it. It's one of the most beautiful, beautiful pieces of sacred music I know. So I'm going to leave you with this. And you know what it is, don't you? It's Eleanor of Brittany. Beautiful. Anyway, God bless you all. Mr. Griffin will be with you tomorrow if the good Lord preserves him, and I trust he will. And I'll be with you on Thursday if the good Lord preserves me. So remember, stick close to God. You won't go far wrong. Do his will.